An ordinary person's IQ averages between 90 and 110. Meet Simon Fu, 16, and Grace, 19. Both score higher than 130 in IQ tests, ranking them among the talented. While many may envy them, these two young people have found that growing up can be one lonely battle. Simon developed an interest in electronics while still a small child. His designs have won him awards in open contests, although his talent has never been properly nurtured. Last year, he challenged himself to make an electronic mouse that can find its way out of a maze. Such an invention is generally expected of universities and would draw the attention of the academic world. The concept is the same as that behind modern industrial robots. Gifted though he may be, Simon is after all just a secondary school student. Electronics is not even in his curriculum. When he runs into obstacles, he's got no one to turn to except himself. To begin with, there's no one to teach him how to design the circuit diagram, so he has to learn from books. Neither his friends nor classmates can offer any hints when it comes to finding components for his electronic mouse. Very often, he finds himself all alone in Apple Street, searching for parts. He's looking for a high-speed, low-power consumption integrated circuit for use in the mouse's central processing unit. The component's not available, but it's caught the attention of the shop owner.
咁我就係呢個學生本身對電子嘅常識非常之豐富啦，而且就好專業。而佢因為佢揾嘅電子零件個核心元件係比較係好高質素嘅，要求個表現好高嘅。咁所以感覺就係呢個學生應該佢所第一個電子常識應該非常豐富。咁第二咧就係佢所我好奇怪係點解一般嘅中學生可以有咁嘅電子常識。
Unable to get what he wants, Simon settles for a slower component to go into his controller. The self-taught researcher admits that there are times when he does not fully understand what he reads about.
可能係會唔好透徹咯，即係對解決呢個問題，點解咁樣可以解決到問題？可能我了解唔係好透徹咯。係有時係會即係有啲撞嘅成分咯。
Simon's father died when Simon was 6. Simon was brought up by his mother. A teacher of commercial studies, Mrs. Fu knows nothing about electronics. Though aware of his son's interest when he entered Form 1 5 years ago, Mrs. Fu enrolled him in his present school. The school doesn't teach electronics, but is a well-known school that's close to home. She feels that electronics is a minor subject, and her son can afford to give it a miss in secondary school.
電子好似係一種嗜好，一種遊戲，咁就唔係咁着重諗住去向呢方面發展啦，因為都仲有幾年書要讀咁樣嚇，因為諗住學校又冇啦，如果係太大興趣擺晒嗰方面咧，就可能忽略其他科目啦。
Mr. Khan, a maths teacher, is the only person who can teach Simon electronics. Though he minored in electronics at university, Mr. Khan still can't provide his student with all the answers.
reset 唔到 disconnect 嘅就可能係嗰個咩喎？你嗰個program 執唔翻上去。嗰邊咧 set 個大嘅最大。
The computer and the electronic mouse isn't working, and Simon has come to Mr. Khan for help. But the reason for the failure eludes them.
其實好多嘢，就算俾我自己有啲都未做過，咁我都係即係同佢一齊即係試下咁。好多時即係試過唔得，又諗過第二個辦法 ，try and error 咁去試，所以都唔能夠完全解答晒佢啲問題。
靠自己去解決問題，咁就會係時間上係會浪費咗啲咯，即係速度上面會慢咗咯。 有時可能未必，甚至可能完全揾唔到答案，咁就解決唔到問題咯。
Despite one's gift, one needs a few pointers here and there. When help isn't available, one not only loses one's way, but feels crushed by the burden of what we call talent. Grace came away from the school certificate exams with 8 A's and 1 B. At one point, she became deeply upset because ordinary people saw her as something of a freak.
因為人哋都從我自己欣賞自己角度去欣賞我咯，就唔係或者我考8 A 1 B 或者我點樣 so call 天才，我唔覺得啦嚇，即係嗰啲角度去睇我咯。哇咩你話你個女咁㗎，即係咁眼光對待我，覺得唔知點咁樣咯。
Though only 19, Grace is a very mature person, and she thinks like someone several years older. She can be philosophical too in the way she sees the world.
人係4個罐3個蓋啊嘛，冚極都有個漏嘅，咁冇完美㗎，冇可能完美㗎，即係一定要喺禍裡面睇到福，福裡面睇到禍，咁樣先係最好咯。好嘢之後一定有衰嘢，衰嘢一定之後咁樣，都唔夠膽話自己明白自己咯，大個咗。因為你越明白自己，越發覺自己越唔係明白自己咯。
Precisely because of a more complicated thought process, Grace finds little in common with her friends and schoolmates.
細個唔中意玩得咁，真係唔中意玩得好癲啊！即係成日笑啊，即係唔中意自己咁樣嘅，覺得好冇 point， 覺得自己即係咁樣好無聊咁樣。自己覺得自己睇嘢深入啲咯，嚇中意啲嘢，覺得人哋中意啲嘢，不知所謂咁樣嚇。
例如咧，
即係點解？哎呀，點解啲同學都唔中意睇書嘅？即係細個會咁樣諗咯。哎，中意睇埋啲唔知乜乜點樣，即係會覺得唔係咁㗎，真係。
Grace loves art and literature and finds it hard to stop when our reporter turns to this subject.
例如呢幅啦。好犀利啊！真係，即係睇極都睇唔到邊個頭邊個尾，因為基本上佢計出嚟㗎啦。呢個就係呢幅啦，叫做 Scream 啦。不過我冇咁中意呢幅咯。另外一幅好啲就係一個版畫嚟嘅，就得黑色同白色，只得啲線條咯。咁嗰個驚嚇感就強烈過呢度啲，因為有啲 colour， 有啲紅啊，啲黃，始終有啲會有温暖少少嘅感覺咯。
She loves afternoon tea and small coffee houses, although she isn't really there for the tea. She's there to observe people.
即係去嗰度睇嘢，同埋俾人睇，而啲人啤住你好過癮嘅覺得，因為我又望你，你又望我，即係望到人咪諗下佢有咩故事嘅、咩背景啊啲乜嘢。
Unable to share her feelings, Grace expresses the world she observes in the visual arts. Through her eyes, the seemingly mundane often holds exciting revelations.
影相就真係一個完全由你自己控制嘅嘢咯，影唔到一啲你見唔到嘅嘢，你只可以影一啲你真係見到嘅嘢，即係幫佢係一個空間俾你自己去表達你自己嘅人咯。
Research by psychologists suggests that gifted children demonstrate a strong desire to learn. They usually find ordinary lessons a bore. Grace admits that the science subjects she's taking cannot satisfy her intellectual quest.
點樣去訓練你去睇人生，或者你點樣去生活，係根本冇教到你呢啲嘢，冇教到你點樣去面對周圍嘅問題，或者點樣去睇呢個世界，點樣同人接觸，或者點樣去做嘢啊，都完全冇教到你呢啲嘢咯。
Grace wanted to switch the art stream in Form 6, but her parents, teachers and friends all opposed, saying that career prospects weren't as good for art students. In any case, Grace did very well in science subjects, but her work in Form 6 has slipped, dropping from the top 3 to 6th in class.
叻咁又點樣啫？叻唔代表你生存有目標㗎喎，係咪咁講？
即係揾唔到人生意義咯
喎。因為諗得人生太偉大，即係諗得呢啲諗得太偉大咯。咁實際上又即係唔使好簡單啫嘛，好多嘢其實諗得太複雜咯，將啲嘢太複雜咗變咗，令到自己好難頂咯。有時即係覺得好多醜惡啊，好多點啊咧啲嘢， 即係自己對世界有一套完美，有套比較完美嘅觀念咯。變咗睇到世事咪咁樣就覺得點解咁樣嘅？覺得即係天才唔係天才都係咁，都咁生存都係咁樣，冇乜話有乜特別感覺咯對於呢樣嘢。不過希望如果入得揀，最好唔係啦，即係咁樣諗咯，覺得會開心啲咯。
By insisting that the daughter study the sciences, are Grace's parents burying her talent for the arts? Let's share the experiences of someone who's been through it all. David submitted himself to an IQ test when he was 35 and found that he scored a whopping 160. He says he was never aware of his talent. When the time came to choose his field of study, he followed the crowd and eventually became a dentist. Gradually, he discovered that his talents were hidden elsewhere in creative work. But instead of lamenting his decision, he has rediscovered his surgical instruments as creative tools.
我可以用 X 光機嚟睇一啲，譬如花嘅內在美係點樣，或者係用咗一啲工具嚟講，我會實際上體驗到化石嗰個結構係點樣，可以滿足我好特別嘅求知慾。
As soon as he gets off work, David sheds his surgical robe to put on a new face. This way, he says, he can escape from the bonds of being a professional.
如果係做嘢嘅話，我會要有一個特別嘅專業形象要俾人。而家嚟講打扮完全唔同嘅時候咧，我已經冇咗呢個咁嘅壓力，內心嚟講係好平靜嘅感覺咯。今日你着住套西裝嘅話，聽日你着住件個頭笠嘅話去街邊買串魚蛋食嘅時候，人哋睇你就已經唔同咗啦。你自己個感受亦都唔同咗噶啦。甚至我有陣時會喺街嗰度，譬如如果着到咁嘅話，我會實際係幻想下自己究竟係一個乜嘢嘅人。譬如代入個模式嗰度，譬如我今日要代入做乞衣咁先至算嚇，咁我會感受到做乞衣嗰種嗰個，或者試圖感受嗰種心態啊，嗰種一方面嚟講係冇乜前途冇乜希望啊，另一方面嚟講係一個好安寧好平日嘅心態咯。
David's talent was left undiscovered when he was a child. He may have missed the opportunity to receive special training, but there's a bright side to it. He's glad that he wasn't burdened with being labelled as a genius.
世界上最慘嘅事之一就係，如果你係半個天才，你知道自己唔可以成為全才，但係你又唔甘於話好庸碌咁過一生啊咁。而我可以接受到一點。另一方面嚟講咧，就係周圍對我壓力嚟講，一方面個壓力唔係好大，另一方面我可以卸咗佢啊咁。
David feels that although being a dentist doesn't allow much room for being creative, it at least provides him with 3 square meals a day. He spends his free moments gathering his thoughts. If he's tired, he uses equipment to help himself meditate, clearing his mind for more exciting endeavors. Like Grace, David loves to look at the world from a rather detached perspective, saying that this helps sharpen his mind.
譬如如果係迎面有個人行埋嚟嘅時候，我會睇佢一眼，然之後諗翻佢嗰個樣係點樣， 咁可以刺激到右腦方面嘅靈活性啊咁。然之後我會模仿佢嗰個行路，佢嗰個舉動，從而模仿到佢自己嘅內心嘅心態。唔同嘅人際嘅角色嚟講，我希望有唔同嘅經驗累積，令到我成為一個精神更加充實嘅人。
At one time, Grace found it hard to get along with others because of her talent and became very upset. But during our second interview, she had turned into a more open person. Experts say it's because of her talent that she was able to sort out her inner troubles so quickly.
自己對個世界了解深咗，睇睇法豁然開通咗咯。細個係世界，自己係世界嘅中心啊，最大嗰個，自己喜怒哀樂好緊要啊。而家發覺世界即係只有好渺小啫嘛，即係咁多人，我係其中一個人，即係好啲人唔使咁執着，或者懶係逼自己唔開心，咁唔代表成熟，唔代表啲咩嘢咯。如果一啲唔好嘅嘢係一啲代價咯，即係福裏面睇到禍，禍裏面睇到福咁樣咯，咁就變咗而家覺得自己真係好幸福，好應該珍惜自己咯。細個唔識珍惜呢啲嘢咯，同學日朝見口晚見面，覺得都冇乜嘢，即係唔識珍惜。而家大個即係開始有人嚟走咗啊，或者大家遭遇唔同咗，即係大家識得珍惜大家原來譬如咁啱一齊做嘢咁，原來已經有緣分啊咁樣，應該好好把握咯。即係好似錄音帶咁，長度有限咯，咁越大個就要洗近時啲嘢咁啊，跟住洗一啲唔開心啲先啊，記低啲開心嗰啲嘢咯。
Helen Yu, a psychologist specializing in research of gifted children, spent a few hours talking with Grace and found Grace very good at solving her own mental problems.
你呢種咧就唔係個個青年人係諗得出，有啲人轉牛角尖。喺個象牙塔裏面鬥轉唔到出嚟咧，而係受到咗情緒困擾。但係 Grace 係佢自己諗通咗。嗱，呢種能夠諗得通啊，呢個就顯示到佢思想好靈活。靈活呢個地步咧，就佢自己咧係有佢自己解決問題嘅功能。咁呢個咧就反為係一種資優兒童一啲嘅特性係真。
After repeated attempts, Simon still hasn't finished his mouse. We introduced him to an expert in the field.
好犀利喎！咁你樣都有喎，又有示波器，又有電腦、信號發生器，梗有啦。冇嗰個。嗰個方面冇啊。
Dr. Leung teaches in the Electronics Engineering Department at City Polytechnic. He says Simon is having a hard time trying to work with obsolete equipment.
佢嗰個嘅設備呢方面咧，做啲嘅一般通常性嘅製作咧，冇問題。但要做呢個老鼠嘅話咧，就絕對係唔夠啦。做設備不但止殘舊啦，殘舊本來唔係一個問題啦，而係譬如話個示波器本身咧就係一個好低頻嘅示波器，我哋需要一個要更加高頻嘅示波器咧，先至可以能夠捉到或者係睇到一啲嘢，睇到啲電子嘅信號。咁佢冇一啲嘅我哋叫 emulator 嘅 equipment 咧嘅器材咧嚟到幫佢嚟到去develop 嗰個CPU 啊，咁咧就變咗佢可能要兜大彎啦。
Simon knew all along that his oscilloscope couldn't process high-frequency signals, but his mother wouldn't buy him another one.
因為我以為咧就係即係如果件物件咧仲有功能嘅時候咧，就唔好浪費資源啦，就可以繼續用而又唔係產生咩危險嘅作用嘅時候，就繼續用落去啦嚇。咁就着眼點咧就係在於個資源嘅啫嚇。咁就冇考慮到話即係呢樣嘢係比較係夠啦，咁係會阻礙佢嘅更高層次嘅發展嘅。
After studying Simon's work, Dr. Leung finds that his knowledge of digital electronics has reached university level, but is clearly short on the fundamentals. Dr. Leung is worried that this would hamper Simon's development. He doesn't understand why schools and parents of gifted children like Simon do not turn the discoveries over to universities much earlier.
如果佢係可以將佢嚟到帶領去接觸一啲人，同佢有志同道合嘅， 咁咪已經係好足夠噶啦。即係等佢變咗有個伴，可能佢而家係好孤軍作戰都未定嘅。Simon，我覺得佢係自己一個同自己玩緊嘅啫，咁啊變咗嘥咗啦。
At present, the Hong Kong government doesn't have any special programs for talented individuals. In the United States, Canada, Taiwan and Singapore, children of Simon's caliber can receive training in mentorship programs under the guidance of university professors or professionals. At last, Simon's mouse is completed. Dr. Leung says it's no mean feat to make such a piece of precision electronic equipment in just 6 working days. The only drawback is that the motor hasn't got enough power.
我相信而家你最大嘅問題就係嗰個特性嗰處，我哋大家都唔知啦，咁變咗要慢慢試啦。
點先至算係好啊？即係個線路。
點咩啊？
即係你話呢個線路係要配合個摩打啊嘛，咁應該點樣配合？
咁我哋要知道個摩打點樣先得咯，係咪？問題就係你呢個摩打本身係咪適合呢個用途咧？咁解啫，係咪適合呢個用途咧？咁而呢個用途嚟講咧，本身咧就唔係一個好難度高嘅用途，咁但係都希望係合適嘅馬達就最好啦。
如果可以早啲見到教授咁就或者喺即係喺 Form 1啊，甚至小學嗰陣時已經識到教授咁就喺嗰陣時已經可以或者好快咁就可以學多啲電子嘅嘢咯。咁就而家就好似會遲咗少少咯。
講老實講實在咧，我真係好想佢會係我其中一個學生，無論佢係我嘅博士學位學生好，碩士嘅學生好，甚至無係 undergrad 嘅學生都好，因為實在同佢傾啊，同佢講啊，同佢去分析啲問題嗰時咧，好開心嘅。你可以感覺到佢係不斷咁接收緊，而且不斷咁消化緊嘅。咁呢個作為一個教師咧，一個 lecturer 咧，就我諗最能夠得到滿足感就係呢啲咁嘅地方㗎啦。
If your child's IQ scores say that he's a genius, don't go overboard just yet, because this doesn't have to mean he'll be happy.
即係你睇我好，我睇你好咁樣咯，覺得自己咁樣又好似好似人哋好啲喎，即係咁樣想唔想自己係自己咯？即係未識得欣賞自己咯。
其實我自己都唔係好覺得我自己係天才，即係我好多時都做數又唔識做啊，有時啲同學講啲或者笑話我都唔明，之後都唔係好覺得我自己有啲即係智商上特別有啲點樣高法。
如果你係一個有天分嘅人而做唔到個天才，比上不足，比下有餘。呢一個嚟講，現實如果你接受唔到嘅話，呢個係一個好大嘅悲劇。